Here we're being asked to factor, but a, our leading term, our coefficient, is not equal to 1. So we may have to use factoring by grouping in the a times c method. And our leading exponent is a 3, not a 2. It's not even a 4. So we need to do something else with that too. So what we're going to do is we're going to start factoring something out. So I need to look at my terms, 8 and 14. I could factor a 2 out of that, but when I look at the 8 and the 3, I cannot factor anything out of them. So the only thing that I can factor out is I have the a's in all three terms. So I can factor an a out. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. Now I have 8. A cubed, divide a is a squared. Okay, now it's starting to look more like my ax squared plus bx plus c. Plus divide plus, 14. A squared divide a, plus divide plus, 3. A divide a is 1, so that's gone. Now that I have that factored out, I can look at it as my ax squared plus bx plus c, identify my a, b, and c. So I have ax squared, I see a is going to be 8, plus bx, I see my b is 14, plus c, I see that c is 3. So I'm going to take my 8 times my 3, I get 24, and I'm going to factor that to see what two factors of it add up to 14. So I have 1 and 24, 2 and 12, oh, that's probably it right there. Positive number for C, so both signs are the same. Positive number for B, so that tells me that both signs are positive. 2 plus 12, 14. Yeah, that's what I want to use. So I have my A, I'm just going to carry it down. I'm going to ignore it for a while, but I can't forget about it. Then I have my 8a squared plus, and I'm going to get rid of this because it's going to confuse people, plus 2a plus 12a plus 3. I split this in two. What can I factor out of these? 8 and 2 can both be divided by 2. A squared, A can both be divided by A. So 8 divide 2 is 4. A squared divide A is A. Plus divide plus is plus. 2 divide 2 is 1. A divide A is 1. Going to the next two terms, the last two terms, I'm going to use the shortcut. I take my 12a, divide by 4a. I see my a's cancel out. 12 divide 4 is 3. And it's a positive 3, so I have plus 3. Open. Now I ignore this. Positive, 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 12, 3, 4, a, no a, carry the a forward, plus, 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 3, 3, 1, reach the end. So this should be routine for you by now. You may have to reach your calculator to do the actual division and whatnot, but the process should be drilled into you with all of your homework by now. Do I have the same thing inside both sets of parentheses? Yes. pull that out. What's left outside? 2a plus 3. And don't forget, we're carrying this a down from in the front. I now have my answer. That problem's done. Looking at the next problem. Is there anything that I can factor out of my numbers? They're all even numbers, so I can factor a 2 out. So that's going to be my first step. 12 divide 2. Oh, first I have to also double check. Can I factor out a letter? Can I factor out an x? No. So 12 divide 2, I get 6, x squared minus, because this is positive here, 14 divide 2 is 7, x minus divide plus is minus 10 divide 2 is 5. Double check. 6, 7, 5. Can't factor anything else out. Figure out my A, B, and C. It's ax squared plus bx, so b is negative 7, plus c, so c is negative 5. I'm going to take my a times my c. So that's 6 times negative 5 gives me negative 30. I'm going to factor that negative 30 and see what factors give me the 7 there. But first I'm just going to list them. 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 4, nope, 5, yes, 5 and 6. C is negative, so my signs are different. B is negative, so my larger number is negative. So I take that information over here. Negative, 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 negative. Different signs, so these are positive numbers here. So I have 1 minus 30 is negative 29. 2 minus 15 is negative 13. 3 minus 10 is negative 7. Well, there's the number that I want, negative 7. So I am going to use 3 minus 10. This 2 here is going to be carried forward. I don't want to forget it, so I'm putting that arrow to say, remember this. But I'm going to ignore it for a while. So now I need to write this stuff down. We have the 6x squared plus 3x minus 10x minus 5. I split this down the middle. Ignore that. What can I factor out over here? 6 and 3. I can factor a 3 out. X squared, x. I can factor an x out. What am I left with? 6 divide 3 is 2. X squared divide x is x. Positive divide positive is plus. 3 is 1. X divide x is also 1. Reach the end there. Take my shortcut. Take my minus 10x, divide by my 2x. My x's cancel out. Negative divide positive is negative. 10 divide 2 is 5. So I have minus 5. Minus divide minus is plus. 10 divide 5 is 2. X divide no x, x. Minus divide minus is plus. 5 divide 5 is 1. Reach the end. Do I have the same thing inside my parentheses? Yes. So I factor that out. What am I left with outside the parentheses? I have my 3x there. I have my minus 5 there. Am I forgetting anything? I have my 2 that I said to bring down. So there's that 2 brought down. Now that answer is done.